I'm loving that the terrorist settlers in Israel have decided to attack the IOF because the IOF is trying to stop them from being so violent, even after the IOF has done everything to protect the terrorists when they're attacking Palestinians.
Attention fixed on Gaza and Iran, another front is erupting much closer to home. As the IDF stepped up counter-terror operations in the West Bank in recent days, some settlers have escalated violent raids on Palestinian villages. But over the weekend, that violence turned inward, crossing a red line.
It's only crossing a red line because the settlers aren't attacking innocent Palestinians anymore.
Dozens of Israeli settlers attacked IDF troops sent to stop the unrest in the village of Kafr Malik near Ramallah on Friday. Soldiers were assaulted, military vehicles damaged, and a battalion commander was choked and beaten. The attack
Yet, the IOF did not shoot these people. If they were Palestinians, uh, they would have all been shot, they would have been called terrorists, and Netanyahu would have used it to justify even more violence against them.
drew immediate and widespread condemnation.
Let's see, the state of Israel is a state of law, which is a lie because they don't follow any international law, and no one is allowed to take the law into their own hands, which is a lie because they've been allowing the Israeli terrorists to do that. These people are a small minority that does not represent the absolute majority of the people of the settlement, which is a lie because all the settlers have been committing violence against Palestinians because, attacking people and stealing their land is committing violence, and these people are armed and funded by the Israeli government who uphold the law and serve in the IDF and security forces. Yeah, big ol' lie. That's all he does. That's all the Zionists do is just do nothing but lie.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, "The state of Israel is a state of law, and no one is allowed to take the law into their own hands." He stressed the attackers were a small minority who do not represent the majority of settlers, most of whom he said serve in the IDF and uphold the law. Defense Minister Israel Katz went further, calling on rabbis and settlement leaders to strongly condemn and disavow the violence.
Yeah, again, this is just funny when Palestinians were being killed and their land taken, and there was no condemnation of the violence, but now that uh, the terrorists are attacking their own military, that's when they want to call for peace and the end of violence by the settler terrorists.
IDF Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir also issued a public rebuke, warning that such riots are undermining the army's mission to protect Israelis and to combat terror in the West Bank. Even Finance Minister
If they wanted to combat terror in the West Bank, they would be stopping all these settlements. The IDF would be terrorizing Palestinians in the West Bank. Uh, the only terrorists here are the IDF and the Israeli terrorist settlers.
Bezalel Smotrich, often a defender of settler interests, said harming IDF troops works against the settlements. But he also criticized the army's alleged use of live fire, a claim the IDF denies. Opposition leaders like Yair Lapid were more direct, accusing far-right ministers of encouraging extremism. The latest attack came just days after another deadly settler raid on the same Palestinian village, where homes and cars were torched.
Yeah, and this is what the settler terrorists are doing. They're burning people's homes, they're burning their cars, they're burning their properties, they're killing people. They're nothing but terrorists, and they think they get to do this because they always invoke that they're the quote-unquote chosen ones, and God exists, and that God gave them this land, so they have the right to go around terrorizing and murdering people, which is the same things Nazis said.
Palestinians were killed after Israeli soldiers opened fire, saying they were responding to Palestinian gunmen. Despite the West Bank being a frequent site of Palestinian terror, Israeli leaders are warning that settler violence, especially against soldiers, threatens both security and Israel's image.
Right, but committing a genocide doesn't threaten Israel's image. Free